guys, it's Bean. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a hot second since I recorded something with my face on it. And for that I would like to apologize, but at the same time, no. I'm good. I normally record on Wednesdays, or at least I did when I uploaded regularly. And between voice lessons, dance, finals, just school in general, the end of the year is always a really hectic time. Even before final season starts, it was a really bad couple of months, and so I figured, no, YouTube was not anywhere close to the front of my priorities, and it still really isn't. It's just kind of a thing I do. I would like for it to become more of a priority in my life. I was really hoping it was going to be a big thing in my life this summer. That's not gonna happen, and let me explain to you why if you're wondering. School got out a week and a half ago, on the 24th of May, and I have, after this week, 12 more days where I'm not doing something. I have I'm going to dance camp next week, then I'm open, then I go to my grandma's house for a week, then I'm going to the Galapagos for 11 days, then I volunteer at a summer camp, go to summer camp, volunteer at summer camp, then I have like 3 days, and then my school starts. So, as much as I would love to sit in my room and make YouTube videos for you guys of me just being stupid and an idiot, I don't have time. I really don't, and that makes me kind of sad, because I do like making YouTube videos despite how really bad I am at it. I do like making YouTube videos for you guys. So the fact that I'm not going to be able to do that as much or at all this summer really kind of bums me out. But I will hopefully be able to put together a video later, way later, of some of the pictures I took when I go to the Galapagos, because I feel like that's going to be a really fun trip and I really want to share it with you guys. So a couple things have changed. I don't know if you can tell because most of it has washed out, but about 3 weeks ago I dyed my hair. Believe it or not, it was bright purple, but because my hair was dyed red before, it kind of just faded into this kind of dark maroonish color. It was purple. It's more purple on my phone, which, speaking of which, I got a phone. It's really cool. I really like it. I understand why everybody is on them all the time. Except I'm not always on it all the time. It took me 2 weeks of having this before I even got Snapchat, and now I understand fully why everybody likes Snapchat. It's very nice, except for the fact that the past 2 days, the stories have been really messed up. And I wasn't aware that other people had this issue, so I ended up deleting the app entirely yesterday, and it took 3 tries to re-download it, and I had to delete another app because my storage was full or whatever. I don't know. I didn't check. But, I got it all figured out, and now I'm back on Snapchat and talking to my friends who are in Prague right now, so things are pretty good. Besides that, what has happened besides dyeing my hair? Oh yeah, so I know you guys don't know this. I have 2 hamsters, Chim and Gwen. Her name is Guinevere, we call her Gwen. It was originally Chim and Young's, because BTS, and I was obsessed when I got them. And then Young's ended up being a girl, and my mom gave him the girl name. We only found out that she was a girl because I had hamster babies. I was a hamster grandma a couple months ago. They all died because turns out hamsters are sensitive to noises, and my house is loud. There's me and my sister and my mom and 5 cats and 3 dogs, and it was a loud house. So all the babies got killed. And then, funniest thing happened a couple weeks ago. I was just sitting in my room and I hear not even joking. And it was 4 in the morning. Don't ask why I was up at 4 in the morning, but I was. And I looked over and there were 3 baby hamsters, and I just went, oh shit, I don't want 3 baby hamsters. But I wasn't about to be loud and have them die, so I didn't do that. So now I have 3 bigger baby hamsters, and I don't know what to call them. I don't know what to do with them. I think they're gonna be Felix, Mino, and Hyunjin, because I like naming hamsters after K-pop idols, and I'm super into Stray Kids right now. Again, I've been a Stray Kids fan technically since they debuted, but with Mira coming out in March, and Mira 2, or no, Clay and Clay 2 is coming out, Clay 2 is coming out in 2 weeks. My heart like hurts because I love them so much. So I think I'm going to name 3 baby hamsters after the dance line, and after that we might have to have Spear, J1, and CB97, but we'll see. We'll see. Which is another thing that's happened is K-pop preferences have changed a lot in the past 2 months. Ever since the release of Map of Soul Persona by BTS, I am not into it. I'm still an ARMY, I still support my boys, but BTS is no longer my ultimate group. Yoongi is no longer my ultimate bias. And honestly, I was thinking about it, and I was listening to a bunch of their old albums, and like a lot of ARMYs, I like their music up until Wings. There are a couple songs in the Love Yourself series that I really liked. I really liked Outro Tear. I really liked Airplane Part 2. I really liked So What. But the majority of the songs in that series, while the message was good and I appreciated it, the sound was so different ever since DNA, which I can't listen to anymore because it was so overplayed by my sister. So, I can't really listen to any of BTS's new music in the past, year and a half or so, which really, really sucks, because I do want to support them, and I want to be a good ARMY, but I don't want to listen to music I think is lame just to fill some void in my soul. I don't know. I would much rather listen to the Most Beautiful Moments in Life. I would much rather listen to Dark and Wild, School Love Affair. I love their old music. I would 10 out of 10, hands down, 127%, rather listen to any of their songs before 2016, honestly, than any of the music made in 17, 18, and 19. Honestly. And I don't know, I feel like it really started to go downhill with me with Answer. Love Yourself Answer was a great album, and I understand why everybody loved it. And I understand why it topped so many charts, but the style of music gets so old. And this is an issue so many people have with Twice, is the fact that they have the same comeback a lot, which I totally love. They pull it off wonderfully every time, but they have had that same concept since debut, and BTS has not had the same concept since debut, and they did a complete 180 for this series, and now I can't listen to their music, and I feel really bad. So, I'm still an ARMY. That's not changing anytime soon. I'm just not as active of an ARMY, especially since I have other K-pop groups that are currently taking my attention, such as the aforementioned Stray Kids, because they are now my ultimate group, and Felix has been my ultimate bias for 6 months. He is beautiful, and I love Stray Kids, and I don't know how I chose a bias, because honestly, they're so talented, and it's really frustrating that they're still not being as recognized as they need to be. They talk about things that people don't talk about. They talk about an industry in a way that you don't normally hear, and most of the time, I remember one of the first songs I ever listened to from them, not ever, one of those first songs I listened to them, in a while, was, Insomnia from I Am Who? Question mark. I Am Who. Yes. I listened to Question. Love the song. It's a great song. But it's so weird that we all know that K-pop idols and just idols and celebrities in general don't get a lot of downtime. But their song Insomnia is talking about how the stress is so bad that they can't sleep. And it was it hit really close to home, because I've been technically, not clinically proven or anything. I've been an insomniac since I was 10 years old. I can't sleep. I'm up for 3 days at a time without sleep, and it's really unhealthy, and it's mostly because I'm stressed out, and I don't know if you can tell by the everything about me, I'm super anxious all the time, and it's so frustrating. So this song hit super close to home for me, and I really, really liked it. But along with Stray Kids, groups that are currently taking up my brain are, honestly, just JYP in general. I really love GOT7. I have for a while, but they're doing so good right now. Their new song Eclipse was just everything. Twice's, I finally got into standing Twice. I love them so much, and I started standing them more so at the Yes or Yes comeback, which I don't understand why everybody hated that song. I thought it was a bop. That song was great. I understand that people were iffy because it's not their normal concept, but that and then into Fancy, it was like, oh my god, I'm in love. I love all the girls. All 9 of them are just gorgeous and beautiful and so talented. And with girl groups, we've come to ITZY. And I really like ITZY. Their debut song, Dalla Dalla. I personally never understood why people thought it was weird. They said that the music video was all over the place, but when you really think about it, the most popular K-pop song of all time was Gangnam Style by Psy. And if you have ever watched that music video, it's so weird. And then you go to ITZY, and the thing that people didn't like was that they were dancing on top of cars. Like, I'm sorry, the Jonas Brothers just wrote a song, I've been dancing on top of cars and stumbling out of bars. I apologize. But anywho, it was a great song. Dalla Dalla popped up on my Pandora one day. And I was immediately like, ooh, this is a bop. Like, I could listen to this for hours. And you know what? I did. I found it on YouTube and I listened to it for hours, and it's a great song, and I understand that people think it's a little weird, but I appreciate that there are people out there who are like, give it another chance, give it a couple more listens, it's a good song, because it is, and all following the same girl group. Oh, so they're all beautiful and talented, and I love them, and I can't wait to see what they do in the future. And also, with girl groups, iZone is one, I call them iZone, I think it's is one, I don't know, either who. Anyway, they're from Stone Entertainment, and they debuted last year with La Vie en Rose, which was a bop. Let's be real. It was a bop. And this year, they came out with Violetta, which was a bop. Like, holy heck. Can these people stop being so gosh darned talented? It hurts my heart. And all of those girls are beautiful. They're all visuals, and they're all talented, and they have such pretty voices, and their videos are so aesthetically pleasing. And I love the fact that they're following the color theme. The only issue with it is sorry, my phone buzzed. Female fitness workout. Thank you. The only issue I have is that they're not going to stay together. We're formed by a competition, and the whole point of this group is to get them a fan base so that they can go on it and be in other groups or be solo artists later on. And I respect that. I totally understand why that's a thing, but at the same time, people in a community stan groups. We like solo artists. I understand it. I love solo artists. But when you get used to seeing people in a group and then they're not in a group, it's kind of weird. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like you kind of know what I'm talking about, but it's a weird thing. I love them. They're all so beautiful. What else K-pop is on my brain? We all know about the Burning Sun thing. We're not going to touch on that. Although I do feel really bad that people are bashing the other members of Big Bang. I personally am not a Big Bang stan. I don't like their voices, I don't like their music, and I don't really like their personalities. I know why they have a lot of stans. They have a lot of talent, but it hurts me that the other members are getting bashed and hated on, and they're all in the military. They had no part of what happened, and people are bashing on them, and it hurts me because it's like, it was not their fault. They had nothing to do with it. They're in no way affiliated with what's going on, and it hurts. It hurts. And that's a whole nother incident that we're not going to talk about because that can not happen. What other groups? I know, I've kind of, oh, I remember. I know this is a big thing that's kind of happening right now. Not big, but like it's happening. And that is a lot of Blinks are unstanning. And I will say that I am one of those people. And it hurts. It does hurt. Blackpink was my favorite girl group for 2 years. And I really liked them. But you can find videos on this anywhere. I'm just going to briefly touch on it. It has nothing to do with Jennie. It has nothing to do with her dancing. But it's not that they're overrated, and it's not that they don't try hard. It's just that they all have a job, and I understand that you get bored performing the same couple songs. I dance, I do show choir, I understand. I perform the same 5 songs for 9 months, 3 times a week at the least. It's like, I understand you get bored. I understand that. But along with that, you knew going in that it was going to be hard, that there were going to be things thrown at you that you weren't aware of. And the fact that mostly not to spread any hate, mostly Jenny just seemed to take it for granted. And I can say that the girls all improved a lot. Jenny is back up where she needs to be. But D4 was a very weird comeback. I think a lot of us can agree on that. It's a very bragging song, which I don't really like. And they have the same concept, but unlike Twice, who stay with the kind of cute girl concept, and it's the same concept, but it has a different theme every time, and they still kill it every time. Blackpink have the girl crush concept every single time. It gets progressively worse. Boombaya killed it, 100% killed it. The choreography was great. As If It's Your Last, choreography was great. Raps were great. Vocals were on point. I hate Whistle. Cannot listen to that song. It's a very weird beat. I think it's still in 4/4 time, because I don't really like songs out of 4/4 time. But it's a weird beat. It's at a weird tempo, and their voices, besides Rosé's, don't really fit it. And that's another issue, that's completely on YG's side, but Rosé's voice is not Rosé's voice, and I think we're all aware of the fact that she's not singing with her actual voice, and she's gonna damage it. And that's what happened to Britney Spears, is she sang in a voice that wasn't her own because her manager told her to, her company told her to, and she's gonna damage her voice, and it's gonna be really, really bad. And I don't want to see that, because she has such a beautiful voice, and if she was under the proper management and with the right company, then she could 100% be so good. But the 4 girls are under a bad entertainment company, and that's just facts. We all know this. We all know that YG sucks, and that they're probably trapped. And along with that is, I hate it when people say that YG keeps them in the basement. We don't know what goes on in that company, and you can't just assume that it's always the company's fault that there's no music coming out. I will say that Kill This Love was a very rushed comeback, and that was probably because they needed songs for the Lovely World Tour they're going on, where each show is probably going to be a half hour of singing and dancing, and then another hour and a half of the girls just kind of standing there being awkward. Which, they all do really well. Everybody does that really well. And not just Blackpink. Honestly, just humans in general are really good at being awkward. And it's just, we're all aware that Blinks are a huge fan base, but they're so toxic. It was a very bad community to be in, especially there's the whole issue with solo standing with Blinks. I never solo stand. I really liked all 4 members for as long as I stand in the group. But if you are ever in a bad place, do not go on Blinks standing anything, because if you say the wrong thing, you're going to have not just your opinions attacked, but you will be attacked. I never got in an argument with somebody. I have been told by several Blinks to kill myself, which, when you're a high school student struggling with, life and trying to figure yourself out, and most of us are depressed and anxious in that whole thing, and you have an annoyed 12 to 13-year-old who doesn't like the fact that you just dissed something that they are so in love with, that they feel the need to tell you to kill yourself. That's never an okay thing to say, especially among your own fandom. Like, that's like walking up to your sister and going, "Oh, hey, I wish you'd never been born. I want you dead. I will kill you." Like, that's what it is. As every K-pop group ever has said, us, their fan base, and them are family, which means the fan base itself is a family. And the minute you start attacking somebody within your own family, you're going to tear everything apart. And that is the issue that we're having with Blinks right now and all the toxic armies, is the fact that they can't take criticism. There's a huge difference between criticism and hate, and that is something that not just Blinks and Aries, just fans in general cannot take. And there's so many artists in America who have fans who are like that you can't criticize or share your opinion without having you as a person being attacked. You will never see a idol attack another idol personally, no matter what happens. Whether it's so sad, and it really sucks that that's what the K-pop community is coming down to. And along with toxic fans, for any fan base, there is a big issue with cultural appropriation nowadays. And I find that the people who are getting mad at idols for cultural appropriation, usually are not the ones who are having said culture appropriated. I see so many white K-pop fans getting mad when a K-pop idol has dreads or braids. I know there was a big issue with Lisa's box braids in the Kill This Love music video, and there was a big issue with Chan from Stray Kids, his braids earlier this past comeback. And it comes down to, is it your culture? No. Are you black? Do you actively go and get braids? Do you have dreads? Do you have cornrows? Is that a part of your everyday life? If it is not a part of how you grew up, not a part of the culture you live in, then you can quite honestly shut up. I don't get offended. I don't care, honestly. Because it's the stylists, not the idols. Don't go attacking the idols. Sometimes they're like, yeah, I want that. But it's very rarely just them. And it bothers me that they call it cultural appropriation. And a lot of the time the idols respect the reason why they got them. The braids, anything. Braids is just a prime example. Because it's a big thing. A lot of idols have hell, we always skip over the fact that 2015 Yoongi had braids. Granted, they were disgusting, but we always skip over that because armies would rather not talk about the fact that their idol also had braids, but love to attack EXO from Coco Bob because they also had members with braids. But we're just gonna skim over that because God forbid your favorite do something bad. And it's just, there are so many videos of black K-pop fans who are like, you do you. I don't care if you get braids, just as long as you respect the community where braids come from. And you have all these annoying ass white teenage kids in countries and cultures that have nothing to do with what's going on, who are calling it cultural appropriation, as if our entire race did not steal everything that we like to call our culture. And that's just that. You cannot call it cultural appropriation if your entire race has stolen the culture of just about everybody. And that's that. That's where I'm going to end that conversation. Is there anything else? Oh, yes. Let me know about the hamster names. If you have any other idols, I like naming them after K-idols. I don't know, because I think most idols look like hamsters, and hamsters are cute. And I think they're all, I don't know about genders. I would name them gender-neutral names, but, like, that's a lot of work. Also, wait, really fast, back on K-pop. I know I said I'm going to end the conversation, but on the cultural appropriation thing, in 2015, EXP Edition, I think they're called. They're not active much anymore, but it's it was the thesis experiment where a community raised money and trained 4 white people from America to become K-pop idols, and it received a lot of backlash, and oddly enough, it was all from people who aren't from Korea. Like, the Korean fans literally don't care. They don't care. It's everybody else who's having an issue. Like, it's not your culture. Just because you're a K-pop fan does not make you a spokesperson for the entire music genre. And that's actually where I'm going to end it. I think that's where I'm going to end this video because it ended up being a lot longer than I wanted it to be because I had a lot to rant about. I think I'm going to record a couple videos and schedule them so you guys have some time to see me, I guess, this summer. I don't know. That's about it. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching me be a dork. If you didn't make it this far, just bye, I guess. And I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm very sorry. So until next time, my name is Bean, and I love you guys. Bye.